Hamas leadership ought to be fair game. So will they go after Hamas in these other countries? Let's ask John Bolton, former United States ambassador to the United Nations. Thank you very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so are they going to go into other countries? Are they supposed to do that? Should they do that?
Well, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Israel were prepared to do that. They have taken out significant figures in the Iranian nuclear weapons program. They've gone after perpetrators of the Holocaust in other countries. So the idea that they might be trying to find a way to go after Hamas leaders in other countries wouldn't be at all surprising, and it would be totally justified. Given the barbarity, the atrocities that Hamas committed on October the 7th, given the fact that this was an unprovoked attack, I think Israel's right to self-defense includes taking out Hamas's commanders. They are legitimate military targets. Now, where they are at any given point is anybody's guess, and I suppose they're doing everything they can to evade detection, but Israel's got some pretty good capabilities, so good luck to the Hamas leaders for trying to evade them.
So let's play this out politically, right? So Israel sends a team of undercover folks into Qatar to kill one of the Hamas leaders, and they succeed. Israel denies it publicly, right? Israel says, no, it wasn't Mossad, we don't know, etc. But it's clear it was Israel. Qatar then complains to the United States. I would assume the United States, then condemns Israel for going into Qatar. I mean, how does this all play out politically?
Well, it's a complex scenario. I think the United States would be very poorly advised to criticize Israel for successfully eliminating terrorists. We do it all the time, and I've got no compunction in saying I think it's a good idea. I think the Israelis, both militarily and in terms of their clandestine operations, follow in most all material respects the same rules we do, the same principles, the same limitations. Nobody's perfect. They're not. We're not. But I'm comfortable that they apply these moral principles and that they're conducting what I think is a just war in a just fashion. Now, if somebody's got a complaint about that, if somebody wants to say Israel's violating the war of armed conflict in this respect or that respect at this point and at that time, say so. But let's stop with the generalized attacks like Vice President Kamala Harris saying, well, too many have died, too many civilians have died. First, let's define the difference between civilians and terrorists in the Gaza Strip. There's a lot to talk about there, but the brush-by character assassination of Israel's military efforts, I think, is without foundation.
We've been showing a video of a situation in 2010 where the Mossad went into a five-star hotel and was able to eliminate a Hamas leader. And they got enormous criticism, right, at the time for doing it. And I want to play a little piece of sound. This is from an Israeli Secret Service agent who at the time was defending the decision to do it. This is number 3.
That's the only way to fight terrorism and to touch them in their stomach, to show them that we can come to every place where they are.
And yet, I would think that the U.S. government, and you tell me, you would know this better than me, that the U.S. government is telling them, don't go, don't do it in other countries, don't go to Qatar, don't go to Turkey. Are they saying that?
Well, I think it's perfectly legitimate for the United States, the Biden administration, or anybody else to say, do this in a prudent way. Don't make more trouble for yourself than you're going to eliminate. And in that sense, there are always complexities for operations in other countries. I think Israel's clear preference would be to find Hamas leaders in the Gaza Strip. The leadership of Hamas, unfortunately for the people of Gaza, is a lot smarter than they are. They've gotten out of Dodge. Primarily, but I think they should remember their lives are in jeopardy, just as Qasem Soleimani, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force, got his early exit. He was a terrorist leader attacking American forces, and he got exactly what he deserved at the hands of the United States.
Yeah, and I should say that Prime Minister Netanyahu specifically responded to Vice President Harris. He said, "We are continuing the war to the end. It will continue until Hamas is eliminated, until victory. Whoever thinks that we will stop is detached from reality. We will not stop the fighting until all the goals that we have set are achieved, the elimination of Hamas, the release of our hostages, and the removal of the threat from Gaza." It doesn't seem that Prime Minister Netanyahu is particularly concerned with Vice President Harris's comments.
Right, and it comes down to this. We all say Israel's entitled to its legitimate right of self-defense. They've said their objective is the elimination of Hamas. I think that's perfectly reasonable. They're entitled to live without threat. The question for the Biden administration is, do they really believe it, too?
Right. John Bolton, thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Glad to be with you.